Hi, this is Derek Murphy from Creativity.com, and I want to tell you a little bit more about Creative Castle, which is the idea I had last year. For a long time, I've been thinking about the possibility of offering some kind of a writer's retreat. I already do. Mostly, I'm involved in book design and cover design and book formatting, but increasingly, I'm also involved in book marketing, author websites, building a strong author platform, selling more books on Kindle. There's a lot of things that I know and I'm very good at that I charge for. And so um, I have enough packages to charge a few $1,000s worth of services. And a lot of authors will pay me just for those services. But what I would really like to do, because I'm already online all the time, I'm already working on all this stuff all the time. That's my main business. But instead of being, I mean, we're in Taiwan right now, we're heading to Europe pretty soon. Instead of just being somewhere, I would really like to be in a community-based um, commune almost, because the thing about publishing and writing is that you need a lot of inspiration. You need to be dedicated to finishing your book and promoting your book. It can't really be just a hobby or part-time thing. Um, and you can get so much value out of surrounding yourselves with motivated authors or online entrepreneurs who are building businesses, focused on selling, focused on building their platforms, networking, connecting with other authors. What I really want to develop is a co-working space or a writer's retreat that's bigger than just, a few weeks at a hotel or a weekend. I see a lot of like weekend programs. Um, those don't interest me. I'm not interested in kind of a short-term thing. For one, there's not a lot of money in it, but two, I don't think you can get enough value in a couple days. And what I really want to help you do, I want to put together like a 3-day course, a 3-week course, and I'm actually building a 21-day best-selling author platform that's going to be a Udemy course that I'll publish soon. Um, and that's going to come out with 21 mini ebooks along with the course. I've got a big treasure hunt marketing scheme worked up for all of that. But what I want to do is have live in-person 21-day writer retreats, and I want to have them in a magnificent um, medieval 12th century castle or chateau in Europe. So that's my long-term plan, and to make that happen, I want to kickstart it because Kickstarter has become a very feasible way of doing incredible things. If you can um, put out a great call to action, an amazing enough offer, and you can get a lot of people excited about it, and you can connect with a lot of people who have large platforms. And I'm already pretty well connected in the self-publishing arena. I'm pretty close friends with a lot of bloggers who have a lot of platforms. And so what I can do is say to my friends, hey, would you like to come and live in my castle for a month every year? If you share my Kickstarter project to your followers, we can make that happen. Something like that. There's so many things I can do with the castle, so many fun, cool events, plans, but mostly to get a €1 million castle or up to like 3 million. There's one in Ireland that's about 10 million US, which is fantastic. If I raise that much money, that's probably what I would buy. But there's others that I have my eye on for 1 or 2 million, which are reasonably, I mean, big, nice 40-room chateaus, beautiful. But to pull this off, it's really got to be more than just a mansion or a really nice castle. It's got to be breathtakingly incredible. It's got to be something you look at the pictures and you think, oh my God, I wish I could live there with a lot of other authors and write my books for the rest of my life. Like the perfect fulfillment of your life's dream as an author. That's what I want to buy for a castle and use as writer's retreat. And so we're actually going to be in Europe next month, and we'll be touring around next month. This is early 2015. Feasibly, by the end of 2015, I could make this happen, but I'm really waiting until my email list and my own platform is strong enough to launch it well. And that's also going to include, for me to build my platform to where it needs to be, I need to be having more books of my own and making more of my own passive income from Kindle sales, just so people kind of take me seriously as someone who not only knows how to publish and market books, but also as a writer who is successful at writing and selling books and making money with it. I'll have a lot of different package options. There'll probably be some low range option, possibly like a $500 entry level where you can come and stay at the castle for a week. But the main focus will be on probably a $1,000 3-week course, which I hope you'll agree is a pretty sweet deal already, because you can easily pay $1,000 to get a weekend retreat or a 1-week retreat without any services. And this would be not only 3 weeks of room and board, but 3 weeks room and board at a castle. Castles usually cost $500 a night just to stay in. So this would be, the experience of a lifetime in an incredibly historic, magnificent castle, with a view, because some of the things that the castles that I'm looking for, they've got to be. I like the older stuff. I don't really like the 18th century chateaus. I'm really looking for like a 12th or 13th century, bricks and turrets and towers, like stereotypical princess fairy tale castle. That's what I'm looking for. It's got to have a magnificent view so you can see really far. It's got to have a lot of scenery. It's got to have a lot of nature and be surrounded by trees, especially fir trees. I'm from Oregon, so I'm a little particular about the foliage that'll be around my castle. So not only will it have, great public areas, a fully stocked kitchen, a big library, opulent furnishing, it's going to be a place where you just feel so good and inspired living there. Every day will be just a dream come true. But at the same time, you'll be surrounded by practical people who are helping you to write your books, publish your books, build your author platform, build your websites, set up your social media profiles. Like every day we'll be helping you actually do this stuff. It won't just be us talking about stuff. It'll be us walking you through it, getting online, building it for you, making it happen so that by the time you leave, you have a really strong author platform that's going to help you sell books for years to come. So I could charge $1,000 just for those services and nothing else. But what I'm hoping to offer is $1,000 for those services plus 3 weeks of full day immersion coaching to be a successful author, plus being surrounded by a whole bunch of kind of celebrity bloggers. I mean, there's a lot of best-selling authors who you've probably heard of who I hope to get involved in this project. They may not be there all year round. They'll probably be there on and off. And depending on when you come, there would be different celebrity guests. The way that it would work, to raise $1 million, I would need 1,000 people to pay $1,000 for this publishing package. And so that's reasonable. And if I have 20 people a month, then I could do 200 or 300 a year, and it would take 3 or 4 years to finish my requirements with these people. I will probably also have higher level categories, because actually 1,000 may not be very much. That's what I hope I'll be able to offer. But depending on a lot of criteria, depending on how expensive the property is that I want to buy, if the one that I really want is 10 million, I'm going to need to sell packages for $5,000 or $10,000 rather than 1,000. But we'll probably have several different levels that'll have different lengths of stay. They'll have different bonuses and services. Some may include book covers and website design, some may not. Those details I'm still developing. It's going to depend on a lot of things. Mostly, I think to fund it successfully, we need to pick the property so that I can actually be on site and take videos on site and show you around. Kind of, this is the place where you will live, because that's what's going to make this project successful. But of course, we'll also just need your help and a lot of other indie authors, kind of this community. It's going to be a community project. It's not something that I can really pull off by myself, but I'm hoping it will be cool enough and exciting enough that people will really want to talk about it and share it. And that's something I feel I can make happen. And if we get enough shares, then we'll connect with enough people. The other kind of interesting thing is that because I have a pretty large platform, because the other people that I'm partnering with have really large platforms, the people who opt in, and there'll be different ways to participate. You can support and participate, and you can get prizes even if you don't actively come to the castle. But for the people who come to the castle, it'll be worth much more than you pay, and much more than the cost of living in the castle, and much more than the marketing and extra services, because you'll also be getting support and building relationships with these other bloggers and authors who have really big platforms. So just by being part of a project this large that's going to have so much traffic and visibility and press, by being a part of that project, you'll also elevate your platform to a much higher level. So that's kind of probably one of the unspoken bonuses. If it sounds kind of crazy, that's fine. It's a crazy idea, but I also think it's something that we can pull off, and I'm pretty excited to start visiting castles. And I'll be talking about it, I'll be blogging about it, and I'll be posting videos and photos of the properties that I'm looking at. So you can follow along either at creativindy.com or creativecastle.com, or follow me on Facebook or Twitter at creativindy. And it's not my only project, because I also have a lot of client work and I have a lot of other day-to-day business that I take care of, but it's my major goal really for the rest of my life, because I mean, once I buy the castle, I can just live in my castle and write books for the rest of my life and run it as a creative co-working space for authors. We'll have a lot of scholarships, we'll have giveaways, we'll have free prizes, and a contest where you can do something creative to try to win a few weeks to stay at the castle for free. We'll be sponsoring artists and authors to come and live in the castle for free. So we're going to do, I mean, on top of just the Kickstarter campaign, the basic Kickstarter campaign, I'm building a, not, I want to say lifestyle business, but it's more than a lifestyle business, because it's a castle. It'll be a community. It'll be a bunch of people living in a castle, building creative products and making enough money by selling them online to support the entire enterprise, which is really something that nobody has done since the time of Da Vinci, where you had monarchs who just had a ton of money and they owned castles, and they invited creative people to hang out in their court and make stuff. They'd invite artists and scientists and philosophers to just come and live at the court for free because they had the money and they wanted to support the arts that way. That's something that has been lacking for centuries that I hope to restore. And I hope you can see the promise in a project like that too. So follow along if you're interested in Creative Castle and you want to see how it develops. Thanks. Bye-bye.